Annoyed gay guy. Why? Pause me and click the link in the sidebar. I'll be here, it's okay. I'll wait. Click the link. Make sure you scroll around a little bit too. Hey kids, it's Mark. It's one thing to not agree with a group. It's another thing entirely to go and attack them. Now, Massachusetts has had marriage equality for years now. Nothing's happened. There's been no collapse of the economy. The world order hasn't been thrown out of whack. They are trying desperately and getting signatures and everything that they can to basically make it so homosexuals will not have, or same-sex couples will not have the right to be married in Massachusetts anymore. This group is literally trying to get a constitutional amendment put in our state constitution that would define marriage as between a man and a woman only. They are also trying to get legislation changed because there was a law that the governor changed the law so people from other states can actually come here and get married now. They call their group pro-family. Well, if that's what they want to do to some of their family members, I don't want to be a part of their family. Okay, so Sophia, you asked what we do to get over writer's block. I am fortunate enough that I live in such a great city like Boston that if I have writer's block or just a block of ideas in general, what I actually do is I will go and just walk around the city, and that usually inspires me because we have everything from the South End, which has the world's largest collection of existing Victorian brownstones outside of London. We have the Esplanade, which is a park that goes all along the Charles River. We have the wharf that goes out into the harbor. So there's a little bit of something that usually will stimulate me, at least to get the juices flowing. Also, my other trick is if I can't get out of my apartment, what I actually do is I will go and pick up a random book or even the dictionary, just open up random pages and start reading. And even if it's just dictionary entries, you'd be surprised how the ideas and the stimulation that can actually come from there to get you on track. Bob, you didn't ask a question. Epic fail. Joking. We still love you. I've made many a mistake with editing as well. And I'm also a little jealous that you got to be drinking Yingling and dancing. We can't get Yingling up in New England, up in Boston. It drives me nuts and I miss it so much, so I might have to have you smuggle me a case. I am looking forward to seeing what you have for us this week. Megan, you asked us what our life goals were. That has so changed through my entire life. And I find myself setting goals and I constantly need to readjust them. Sometimes it could even just be making sure I come up with my rent for that week or that month. Sometimes it could be smaller or larger things. It's where I am in that point in my life. There was a time where my goal was just to get back to New England because I miss New England so much. But right now my goal is actually mostly to just work towards getting more positive aspects in my life and just making myself be more positive and bring positive influences into my life and just work on myself in general to be a better person. Tori, thank you so much for doing Friend Friday. I absolutely adore you. I think you're great. It's refreshing to be able to watch a channel where somebody's always positive and just gives everybody a big old hug. And if you guys have not checked out our channel, make sure you go over there, click on our subscribe button. I guarantee it'll be one of the best subscriptions you ever made. Okay, first of all, I love so many parts of your video. I love the ADD, ADHD, ATT thing. And I loved your support of Bob. We're right there. We're right there, Bob. I also loved your answer to Megan's question. Forgiveness has been a big running thread in my life as well. Your question was basically, if you can go back with what we know now and go back in time to specific times in a specific time in our life, what what information would we give ourselves and when? I thought about that a lot. I had a lot of growing experiences, and some of them at the time I thought I would like to change, but it's made me who I am. So I wish, don't get me wrong, I wish I had the little flux capacitor and a DeLorean just go hopscotching through my life. But one thing that I would want to tell myself is just a simple fact that no matter what happens and how tough of a spot I'm in, everything's going to be okay and it'll work out and I'll be all right. That's just something I really need to work on in general, just because when you go through some rough times, it's like I just sometimes just want to throw my hands up in the air and be like the world's over. And I just need to sometimes remind myself that I'll be okay. I'm strong enough to deal with this and I'll make it through. I almost pulled a Bob and forgot to ask a question. So my question is, for this week, has to do with the people that are against equality. If you end up seeing those protesters in the streets or at events and all that, my question is, are you the confronter or are you just the ignorer? Some of us actually will confront them and argue the points of them. Some of us are ignorers. This has to do with your day-to-day lives as well, because sometimes it doesn't have to be the big group of protesters or people protesting events. Sometimes it's just people you come across in your daily life. Me, it depends on the situation. Sometimes I'm just don't want them to ruin my fun, so I just ignore them. But if it's day-to-day life, if somebody says something generally hateful or whatever, I will confront them. Trust. Change is good. Everybody just get ready, because there's going to be a little bit of a change in the channel. I'll just leave that part out there for you now, but we will have more information for you during the week or at the end of the week. So just keep posted. It's going to be a good thing, and we're actually all kind of excited about it.